overcoming extremely difficult situations like the one in the Team Rocket hideout and the ghosts in the Lavender Tower show that this stream might be able to go on for a very long time. Day 5 begins with the political tug-of-war between anarchy and democracy. The creator of the stream, who has chosen to remain anonymous, attempted to implement a new mechanic to the social experiment. In reaction, the Start 9 riots occurred in protest of the new feature. Eventually, the creators settled on a voting system that gives the Twitch players the option to choose between anarchy and democracy. A majority of the players worshipping the almighty Helix religion chose to oppose switching over to democracy at any time. But taking over 14 hours in Team Rocket's hideout, viewers of the stream grew impatient. For the first time, democracy mode was properly used and Twitch was able to navigate the mazes. This remains a very touchy subject to most because they believe the ideals of the stream have been cheated. After finally getting the lift key, Red approaches the unnerving PC. As tension builds, every player's worst fear comes true as a Pokemon gets released again. But this time, it is the evil Flareon that is lost. Most people celebrate as it is some small redemption for what has happened to our beloved Jay Leno and Abby. Now our team is finally ready as we approach the last obstacle in the Team Rocket hideout, Giovanni. An epic battle ensues as one of the most exciting but discouraging events is caused in the fight. Needing only to land one more strike against Kangaskhan, Bird Jesus is defeated in battle, and Red loses. The heartbreaking loss does not stop us for long though, as Giovanni is defeated in the rematch the next day. We eventually take the Sylph Scope and battle and destroy our much weaker rival Blue soon after. We then end up catching two Zubats, one named Dashbat, the other named X-Wing. We also even get a hold of a Hitmonlee. Yeah, that's right, a Hitmonlee, or otherwise known as C3KO. But unfortunately, once again, the PC outsmarts Red. We accidentally release our newly acquired X-Wing and C3KO back into the wild. The computer once again proves that it may just be best to completely avoid it at all times. As we move on, the stream's progress then slows down greatly. The ghost Pokemon inside the Lavender Tower have completely rendered most of our Pokemon useless. This means for many hours, Red is forced to level up weaker Pokemon like Digrat and the Keeper. Drowsy eventually is taught Psychic after hours of grinding, but as we all know, mistakes are made quite often in Twitch Plays Pokemon, and not too long after you learned it, the Keeper replaces Psychic with Headbutt. There are only a handful of moves still left that have an effect on ghost types, and after painstakingly slow progress, we finally make it to the final fight in the Lavender Tower. Just before our final battle though, our Digrat evolves, changing his name to Bigrat. Finally, our Sylph Scope is put to use and it unveils the level 30 Marowak at the end of the tower. Once thought of as an agent to Dome because of his accidental moments to dig, the misunderstood Bigrat proves the community wrong and carries the team to victory. Bigrat, also known as the Wild Card, becomes a fan favorite for his reliability against the ghosts in the tower. After the battle, Red reaches the sleeping Snorlax and awakens it with his newly acquired Pokeflute. Now Twitch obviously wants to capture the giant beast, but this definitely is not an easy task. The battle ultimately ends very anticlimactically as Red mistakenly runs from the Snorlax. And now we face Gym Leader Koga. Though he does manage to inflict some damage to Bird Jesus, his coughing, muck, and wheezing are no match for our Prophet. After retrieving the Soul Badge, we enter the Safari Zone and catch a shit fuck of Pokemon. 1 Rhyhorn, 1 Paris, 1 Execute, 1 Nidorino, 4 Xenonats, 5 Nidorans, and most important, a level 32 Venomoth. Now, due to restraints on our size, Bigrat and Ghastly are deposited in the PC, while the Venomoth, or otherwise known as ATV, is withdrawn. We all certainly will miss our cherished Bigrat. By the end of day 9, the prophecy comes true as Twitch finally receives their Lapras. This is a huge milestone for the stream as ultimately he is taught how to surf, which allows us to move further into the game. The second battle between Red and Giovanni occurs in Saffron City. It does take us 2 attempts, but eventually our savior beats his ass. We then receive the Master Ball and the debates begin on which Pokemon it should be used for. For some reason after, the stream decided to battle the gym leader Sabrina with only 2 healthy Pokemon. So obviously our first encounter didn't go so well. But as always, our Jesus Bird carries us to victory in the second attempt. Red now has 6 badges and continues to move quickly through the Kanto region. It shouldn't be too long until Twitch Plays Pokemon should be battling the Elite Four. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe. I actually plan on doing these Twitch Plays Pokemon highlight videos quite frequently in the future, and I'd really love to be able to keep you updated with all the news from the stream.